Hey, I hope all is well. We are doing an unboxing. This unboxing is of the Ken grinder. I don't know if you've heard about it or not, but we are going to go ahead and unbox it, and we're going to talk about why I actually got this grinder. So this grinder, they have so many different versions of this grinder. So I went ahead and opted for, I believe it's the second one from the cheapest. I went ahead and got this one because, quite frankly, I don't really need grinders, but this is more so for you. I've done the video about coffee grinders already, and I wasn't too happy with the grinder that I did get per recommendation. So pretty impressive. We're gonna see how helpful of a benefit this grinder really is to you, because the thing about coffee, especially if you're a black coffee drinker, is that the grinder is essentially everything. I've heard that before. I know you've heard that before, and the grinder is everything. Take this off. So what's inside? This is just the cup, the vessel that holds the coffee. This is where you change your infamous grind sizes. But like I said, the grinder is everything. What it looks like right there. Can't really take that out. It spins freely because it's because it's new. But you know, they said the grinder is everything. We're gonna put this back on. This holds about 25 grams of coffee, and we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it actually right now. And like I said, I'm just demonstrating. It seems pretty easy to use. We're gonna put the coffee inside, and then we're gonna go from there. But the grinder is everything. The grinder is essentially everything. If you are mad about the coffee, you're not happy about the coffee, it's more than likely it's the grind or the grinder. Probably you did it too fine, too coarse. We'll get into those nitty-gritty details later on. But as of right now, the grinder is everything. So there's a couple things that we have to remember about grinding coffee, is that how easy it is to grind coffee, especially when you're using a hand grinder. The biggest thing, the biggest takeaway that I'm really trying to understand about this particular grinder is that how beneficial is it truly for you? Because this grinder costed me about $80. It was a little discount, but about $80, okay? $80 to get this grinder to my house. And this is still a decent amount of investment. The reason why I went with this one in particular is because I mainly do a pour over. It does say that I can do espresso, and they do have more expensive ones. I didn't want to go that route. We may get that, we may not. More than likely, we'll get another expensive grinder. Again, and the reason why I'm saying this is because what do we really need out of coffee? We need a good grinder. I'm not too much of a fan of hand grinders. I like electric grinders. I like my Baratza over there, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. We're gonna see if we can get anything out of this particular grinder. So we got about 12 grams of coffee, and we're gonna see how well it does. I believe the first thing that we need to do is get the grind size right. It says from here, I think I need to put this on first. Put this on. I think I can hold it a little bit better. And it says from this pamphlet right here, that's in English and Japanese, it says Mocha Pot AeroPress, 60 clicks, K1. Okay, so K1, got lucky I can do espresso out. 20 clicks, K1, K0, K1, K2, 1 round revolution, equivalent to 40 clicks. See what we get out of it. It says for pour over, we need 120 clicks. The entire grinder should not be washed with water. Do not rotate handle when the grind setting is at 0. Okay, we're at 0 right now. These are not good directions. We'll probably have to get some online to figure out the best way to go about it. Well, it says 1 round. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So I think we're gonna do 2 full rounds and then halfway. That's 1, 2, okay, I can see it coming in and out. And then we're gonna do halfway, so we're gonna go to 5. Okay, kind of misleading too, because coffee's different. So now we can go ahead and put this back on. I like the sound of it. We're gonna put the coffee inside. This is Sumatran, 12 grams in. Put the top on. Now, the grind. Should have timed it. Probably put a timer on the thing. Seems like it's relatively coarse. Done. That's pretty cool. That's a plus. So it wasn't really that bad to grind this coffee. Let's go ahead and open this up. Shit. It's fucking boulders. Smells good. I don't think this grind size is gonna do anything for us really. But we'll play around with it. We'll see. I think it's too coarse, more French pressy type of grind on it. But it seems very simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it back up. Closing it back up. Okay, so it's closed all the way. So one grind equivalent to 16. Yeah. We'll see. Let's just go ahead and brew this cup of coffee. We have high hopes for this. We're gonna play around with it a little bit more. This is just essentially an unboxing and the reason why I got this grinder, but the directions are misleading already. We'll go from there. So let's go ahead. You gonna walk with me? Let's do this together. Let's go ahead and get something to where I can show you what the grind size actually looks like, because this is not piss poor, but of course it's fuck. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? That's pretty coarse. Go ahead and brew this cup of coffee. I don't think it's gonna be that good. I think it's too coarse. A lot of boulders in there. So why did I get this grinder? Again, I think it's a good idea to see if we can get to a place to where we can truly really enjoy coffee. And I think one of the biggest things besides having good coffee is having a good grinder. This is gonna be like a minute and a half pour. So this one right here, this is definitely a piece of shit. Please do not get this. I did a video about this already. This is not a good grinder. This is a $15, $16 grinder. But as also what you can see over here is my Virtuoso. Very easy grinder to use. I like it because it's electric. It does a good job for the most part. There's some bugs or things that I'm starting to witness or experience as I'm using the grinder, but that's okay. Those were some of the things that we're going to tackle in the extraction playlist that we're going to be making. So this is the grind. It looks completely horrible. I can't really do anything with that. I'd be surprised if it actually did anything or tastes like anything. We're going to have to play around with that. So that's fine. Yeah, it tastes like water, dishwater. That's not good. But let's not blame the grinder right now. Let's talk again about the reasons why we're doing this. I think it's very important that we do get something that makes sense for us when we're actually brewing coffee. And if the grinder isn't right, then more than likely we are doing something. We're gonna blame it on the coffee. Like right now, if it was me, I would say that this coffee sucks. I brewed it with the EK43, which we're gonna talk about soon. But again, where do you come into play with this? The biggest thing is that you love coffee. You like spending your money on coffee. You like enjoying coffee. And you're wondering if you're truly missing out on something that you should be getting or using and whatnot, right? Do you have the ideal coffee grinder? And this grinder right here is like $250. They have another one, the Encore, that's about $150. That's the one that I would tell people to usually get. But again, if you're buying coffee all the time, you just want the best experience that you can, probably you can really get into the ball game with this grinder. This grinder is $70, $80 at worst. And you can go ahead and grind your coffee and brew it. One thing that I don't think that we're going to get into, which isn't a good idea, so to speak, is keep going down this rabbit hole of constant improvement. I don't want you to do this, which follow me, okay? Just follow me. This is the EK43. Please don't do this. Please don't go down this rabbit hole of buying the best thing that you can. When I bought this machine, this was $2,300. Right now, it is $3,000. So that's a cool little pic of it. You can see this is a very, very good grinder. It's coffee burrs, I believe. These burrs probably do need to change, but I can make a really good cup of coffee out of this at the coarsest grind, okay? So let's go back and talk more about the grinder. We are sitting here together about to wrap up this video. The thing that I really want to stress here is that it's important that you do get the best gear that you can actually afford. I think that's extremely critical and important, that you enjoy this hobby that we call coffee. And as you keep going down that rabbit hole, you're wondering if you're making truly the right decision. So again, this is just an unboxing. We're gonna play around with this grinder a little bit more, seeing we can brew good coffee and understand what they mean by the clicks and all that good stuff, setting it up correctly. I'll let you know throughout this whole process if this is a good grinder to use when you're actually brewing your cup of coffee. So they figured out the grinding part of it. I do like how easy it was, but that was coarse as fuck. It really was. So we're gonna see how much money that you should spend for a coffee grind, because grinding your own coffee is extremely important. And I believe that Once you understand that, if you don't understand it already, you're going to be in a better place. Especially for a black coffee drinker. If you, so to speak, mix your drinks with different things and you like to do it that way, you don't necessarily need a grinder like this. You can get away with a blade grinder or even a cheaper burr grinder. But just by the use of it right now, that's kind of cool, is that this may be what you need, you know? So we're going to talk about this more later as we go deeper into understanding grinders and coffee. And again, I don't want to go too crazy. This is pretty much essentially the most that I would like to spend, that I will recommend for a hand grinder or grinder in general, because you can spend more money. You can get better tasting coffee out of it. And that's really the ultimate goal, right? But when does it stop? When do you are just happy and content with the tools that you do have? And that's really where we're going for. And I believe, hopefully, we'll see that this is the particular grinder for you. Come along with me with this journey, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.